And the biggest problem is that the whole the level that Matej was talking about is not the level. It's actually how many monsters you have actually created and then you have. Because in here you don't get monsters through gacha. There's no gacha in the biggest gacha game of all time, and you just take everything from recipes. Like you go here and there's okay, there's a recipe for this guy. Get 2 of these shards, these shards, and that's it. And that's the game. And you have some more dungeons unlocked later here where you have this is fucking.
It's 4 a.m. and we're rolling the dice. Matej drops knowledge made of gold and ice. Felix with ads making those coins rise. Jack up designs, worlds chasing the sky. We're the 2.5 gamers, the midnight crew. Talking UA adverts and game design too. Matej, Felix, Shaka bringing the insight. We're rocking those vibes till the early daylight. Matej, UA, master eyes on the prize. Tracking data through the cyberspace skies. Felix stacks dollars like a wizard in disguise. Jacob's crafting realms lift us to the highs. 2.5 gamers talking smack. Slow hockey stick, got your back. Ads are beautiful, they light the way. Click it fast, don't delay.
Hello. Welcome to another episode of 2.5 Gamers. And I have to say, this episode, it's going to be something. I'm very excited. I've never been so excited about any game that we discussed. But before we do that, my name is Matej Lančarič.
I'm Felix Broberg.
And I'm Jakub Remjar.
And we are your
hosts.
hosts. Okay, it's going to be good. Yeah. We'll get there. So, we are talking about an amazing game. Amazing game. We're making millions. No. They already noticed because we talked about the new mics and everything in the previous episodes. But if you haven't, then, of course.
Go on YouTube.
Yeah, if you haven't, you go on YouTube because this, I have to say we are just 2.5 steps ahead of the industry, as usual.
I wonder how many steps will take them to do this thing now.
Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, as I was saying, the game made so much money. Well, the game is making so much money, but it's making in Japan, and that's it.
Not much money even in Japan, actually.
Okay. Jesus Christ. Anyway, okay, so we're talking about Puzzles and Dragons.
Yeah, we're talking about Puzzles and Dragons, the new one.
New one, yeah.
Yeah, like me, I started playing the old one.
Yeah, that's the problem. Okay, so I guess this episode will be a little bit of gaming history and mobile gaming history especially. And we're going to talk about this one game that's really the gacha game and the mobile game of all times. It's called Puzzle and Dragons, which you see here written in Japanese. If we go to their original page, you can see.
I think it's going to be the fastest episode that we've ever recorded.
Yeah, let's see. It's going to be one of the faster ones, but yeah, they have 6 iOS versions, 4 Android versions. Yeah, so these guys are the OGs by Gunho Online Entertainment from Japan. That this game was the first mobile game ever to reach $1 billion as for revenue.
Ancient history.
And right after it there was Monster Strike, which literally iterated this same game. So that's there. But yeah, you may know iterations of these games in the West that are called Empires and Puzzles.
Yes.
But
and there was one also game before Empires and Puzzles that died miserably.
Heroes, Legendary. Yeah. What was the company? I've always forgot it.
Network, because I worked on that game.
Yeah.
I added ads to it. Yeah. No joke. I added ads to Legendary.
Yeah, then it died. Great.
Not because of the ads, though.
Not because of the ads. It died because of small giant games. Yeah.
Anyway.
I think it would have not been dead if they worked with PBX partners because they could scale the game. Because today's
How?
episode is brought to you by our sponsors, PVX Partners, guys. You know, if you don't have the money for marketing, you should definitely call PVX Partners because it's the most effective and simplest credit line for marketing. No equity dilution. You can repay as you get paid, fast, flexible, and fully tailored for your growth. So you can secure funding in less than 30 days. Super easy, term sheet in 24 hours. So don't wait and take control of your UA budget. Scale your game. Visit pvxpartners.com and see how they can help you grow your game. So pvxpartners.com. Thank you very much, guys. So what were you saying?
So I was saying, wait, before I put like ads in Legendary, what do you think the ECPM for those rewarded ads were?
7.
'Cause it's the
Oh no! It was quite a lot.
the highest I've ever seen, right?
Yeah.
50
So
or 80.
250.
yes. So global average was like 87, and the US was $132.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
For RPG, what can I say?
Yeah. Well, lots of high payers.
Anyway, so let's look a little bit first as like how puzzle.
97. Oh my god.
Wow.
Heads off, and really, I would kill myself to actually reach.
Played to level 3, and I wanted to kill myself.
Yeah, the problem is that this is not the level. This is the amount of creatures you create.
I don't care. It's highest. It's a high number. That I don't care.
I see high number on screen. It means level.
No, it means you played a lot. I mean,
Yeah, I played
it.
a lot.
Did you like it? Did you
No,
like it,
I
Jakob?
didn't. I didn't.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much for listening, guys.
Disappointed, to be honest, and very, very hard.
I mean,
So
I was looking at the numbers and I was like, why the fuck are we talking about this game? I mean, they were a reason why they pulled this from the store, or was it Monster Strike they put?
Monster Strike
Okay.
screwed it up because Monster Strike did one very big mistake, whereas they had the updates lagging between the Japanese server and the global server, and people get so pissed off that they just like fuck it and they just went playing on the Japanese server anyway.
Okay.
So the global died down and like complete incompetence. I'm sorry.
But then
We can read it online.
Yeah, then you were like, okay, well, we need to talk about these games. Like, fine. So you care, and
I with
nobody
4 other
else.
people from the West, and then the rest of the revenue is from Japan. You'll see. So as expected.
This is
So
amazing.
why are we talking about this? Because it's
Yeah,
still
I
like
have no
piece
idea.
of gaming, mobile gaming history, and like the systems and the things that these guys are using.
Systems and vectors.
Those are still pretty good. Yeah, let's start from the start. So, what's great about this game and how it went into like being that juggernaut? They had this kind of a metagame system where you have these dungeons that are elemental based. You have these monsters. You have the shop. You have the gacha that they kind of invented.
What year is this? Sorry, Jakob. What year?
2012, if I remember.
Even so early days.
Even this video is 11 years old, so this is 2013. Yeah. So yeah, they're very, very soon. Like imagine like this is 2012 or 2000. Like Candy Crush is 2011 or something like that on I think mobile or Clash of Clans time. So the internet and the mobile stores are still very young, basically at this point, and these guys are already kind of killing it as much as they can. They have very, very complex meta, elemental systems, dungeons, all these things. The important part with the match 3 thing, and I'll show you as I will be playing it, that in the West, we don't even have an equivalent of this kind of a gameplay because it's just so hard. Because as you see here, you're not matching these things. You're actually moving them around the board, and you can match the whole board with them. So I guess if this person finally plays something, yeah. See? So you drag one token and there's literally a timer that tells you, and even your minions' abilities that tells you that, okay, you can use 5 more seconds, or enemy boss does a debuff, you can use 3 less seconds, whatever. And you see how these things are being matched in like completely different setup. Like if you compare Empires and Puzzles, there's like one click and then cascades. And you can even put it on autoplay. This is Puzzle and Dragons. This is something different. You see that you literally need to juggle these things out. I can show you as let's go into some kind of a dungeon. The bonus ones, let's say.
Yes, please. It's so interesting.
You see my team. So because the core super, like in my opinion, this is one of the best cores. Like it's still a little bit more hardcore for the Western audience. That's why we don't really see it. But
Yeah.
literally, like
It's
you
really
can,
hardcore for the Western audience, not a little bit. Come on.
you can
Yes.
you can
Yes.
play a lot with it. Yeah. So let's say I want to connect this fire one with 3, these fire ones with 3, these dark ones, the holy ones, whatever. So let's start. There we go. There we go. There we go. And maybe just leave this one here. See? So you match pretty much the whole board. This is a completely different setup than you would like your typical match 3 puzzle RPG, whatever. Because this goes, you see, here is the timer thing. Here's the HP of my monsters. Here is the monsters themselves with their abilities. They have pretty complex abilities. Most of them are all pretty much focused on manipulating these tokens on the board. As these guys on the top makes them worse and you want to make them better. Like this guy creates more fire ones, again elements going, this guy take bottom row into water, and so on and so forth. Like the systems and everything that they have, it's great.
Do you see like the look on the Felix face? They're like, I don't care.
Yeah, I know.
I don't care.
I'm trying my best. I'm really trying.
For sure.
No, you are not. I mean, at least don't lie. Yeah, but I mean, it's like one of the best games ever. Honestly,
Yeah, it's one of the best games ever, pretty
I mean,
much.
period. I mean, it's just,
Yeah.
it's super hardcore. It's
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
super hardcore.
It's very core. It's very core. Yeah, and that's because Japanese users and like the whole Asian audience, they are just much more core by their nature, so it works for them pretty well. That's how it just.
Yeah, I
just
must
is.
say, I was really
You were
against
playing
going.
it. How far did you get?
I was playing for an hour and a half. I was
Oh,
still like,
okay.
I mean, it's for me, even for me, it's just like, it's too much. It's too much.
Yep.
It's just like the motivation, there's like zero motivation to play. Like even the art style is just, it's too.
This is exactly the
Eastern.
same art style, by the way. Like everything's the same to the original
It's
game.
too Asian. I mean, seriously, it's too much.
The problem that I have here is that I thought that this would be some kind of like Western streamlined release or some kind of a whatever something. I don't know. Like for instance, this month, by the way, we're also gonna cover Uma Musume Pretty Derby because it's gonna have its release on 26th of June, so you can expect that.
I am in the middle of
So
nowhere
excited.
in Croatia with
This will be the
Katerina on a
full
boat
game.
party. Perfect.
Full game, not this.
Please just can you
Streamlined crap.
can you ask someone else to come in instead of me?
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe ask someone from Asian friends.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I thought this would be something like that. No, it's not. That's the problem. It's like watered down version basically, because
What does
as you
that mean?
see
What
here-
does the
yeah,
watered down
I'll
version
explain.
mean?
So here you have all the glorious special dungeons. You have monsters, shop, machine means basically gacha, friends, social helper mechanics. Like they're ones that invented pretty much the social helper mechanic, where you really need to have strong friends because you can use one of their characters once a battle, blah 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 blah. All of these games are all PvE, like no PvP, pretty much all just PvE. And yeah, as you go, you see that you have like all of these other things because a lot of the characters that you see here are done through recipes, and then there's gachas on top. So the strongest one comes from gacha, and then you have recipes. In this watered down version, by the way, the UI, you can see clearly the difference between the UI. This, I'm sorry, but this looks like some kind of intern did it like 2 hours before release.
Ooh.
Snap.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
That's like shit to me.
Someone is in the mood.
So you have just the single saga. This is actually completely single player. There's like no
Yeah.
online, nothing functionality. There's not even a shop. The whole shop is basically just this. So permanent at exemption pass and permanent fast pass. So looks like Felix got hired by these guys.
Wait. Would you say that they have a web shop somewhere?
No,
No,
I
but
don't think so.
I'm pretty sure that they're talking to Fast
There's
Spring
nothing
because
to buy.
no. I'm pretty sure like that they're talking to Fast Spring because our sponsors Fast Spring has delivered D2C at scale for over 20 years. Hey, what was the year you said?
2012.
Well, it's not ours, maybe because they still power top mobile publishers around the world. Nobody says cannot be in Asia. So Fast Spring, here you go. If you want to quickly add a new web store or replace existing D2C vendor, just go to fastspring.gg. It's fastspring.gg. No drama D2C partner. There you go. Thank you, Felix. I see you think about the web stores quite often, so it's good. That's pretty good.
Anyway, not even setting up an excellent web store would save this because there's nothing to put in it. That's the problem.
Of course. Well, you can think about something always.
Yeah. So you have a single player saga here. Not even the dungeons, because the dungeons here on the original ones, they have like pretty good kind of structure in a way that like they walk you through the elements. You start with mostly fire stuff, then you go into green dungeon, you destroy those guys, then you get them on your side, then you go to water dungeon, you destroy the water dungeon with green guys, etc.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah. Here is just like some kind of watered down version of like basic gameplay, then a little bit more like harder gameplay and so on and so forth. Like they have this like a little bit of unfolding, but then it kind of gets super grindy. Like it took me literally a week of very very long sessions pretty much to get here. It's still super hard. And the biggest problem is that the whole like the level that Mate was talking about is not the level, it's actually how many monsters you have actually created and then you have. Because here you don't get monsters through gacha. There's no gacha in the biggest gacha game of all time. And you just take everything from recipes. Like you go here and there's like, okay, there's a recipe for this guy, get 2 of these shards, these shards, and that's it. And that's the game. Like, and you have some more dungeons unlocked later here where you have like, this is fucking hard. Won't even play this one. And then you have these dungeons are like, I think this is the only thing that's been updated during that time, where there's like, okay, there's a new dungeon going to be unlocked tomorrow with like these monsters that you can get later. But the problem is that everything is done in this like so linear fashion.
And tell me honestly, like, what did you expect this is gonna be?
Streamlined version of this thing on the left.
Yeah, but like what exactly? Like what? Just because do you remember what we discussed with the Legend of Mushroom guys last year in China Joy? Oh, what do you mean streamlined? Like, what do you mean? We need to make it. We need to make it easier for Western. What do you mean? They were just unable to understand.
I don't know. 404.
Like
that was a good moment.
So
mobile games are simple.
Yeah, like what? Like what do you mean? Like they can't understand? Like because it's too complex.
I don't know. I was so hooked on that Uma Musume release, which is like the full release. It's pretty much the same as Uma Musume that's in Japan. That I was expecting that it would be something like this. So I don't know.
Yeah,
but this is pretty much like a tribute to the old times. Like you can have the game with all the monsters for free, basically. It still makes kind of quite a lot of money in Japan because only Japanese people care about this, and me, and 3 other percent downloads from the world.
Jakob, explain to me why they have ads so prevalently.
Also, like this.
I also don't get that. Like before the levels here. Oh, let's go into the level.
Because it increases the drop rate, right? That's where you watch the 2 rewarded ads.
Doubles.
It's double the drop rate.
That's the important.
It's insane.
It's completely insane. If you use it on the daily dungeon here, this is pretty much the source of the currency, because the currency that you have, not this one, but the other one when I'm upgrading shit, this one, mana, you can't even buy this. So in my top dungeon that I unlocked, you have like 9k, and you can double that with 1 ad.
Yeah, no brainer.
Yeah. So you get that, and then you get 5 of these tickets, which is basically start the level ticket. And if you run out of those, you have 2 healers. Healers means get 5 more tickets and get 5 more tickets for 2 ads. That's
there
it.
You go.
So yeah, this is pretty much like watered down version of the original, in my opinion. Like maybe it's some kind of a like, I don't know, like, I know, for instance, CD Projekt Red is doing like Witcher 1 release, but I know that there will be like new content, all the old content, like so much more stuff in it. But this is not even it. It's like some kind of a
this looks like
museum piece.
more like a companion app rather than just
Not companion app.
Not
It's
even
like
that.
it's like, you know, relive your favorite thing that you played 15 years ago or whenever,
and put ads in it.
Yeah, there's ads. There's no gacha. You can use money in it. So I don't know.
Do you think they called in Rich?
No. They didn't call in Rich. They're actually building gyms in Japan, if I understand.
Gyms?
Yeah, like they have their own gym brand, or they had so much money that like that was one of the issues, I guess, that because these guys were still, and yeah, let's look at the charts. So the game, you'll see. So
yeah, 5 billion.
96% revenue from Japan. So that says it all. And yeah, it's pretty much after 5 billion. Monster Strike is already after 8.
Can you go to active user base, please? I want to know how many people paid 5 billion together collectively.
Yeah, not much.
What is going on? Japan.
Yeah, if you haven't heard, Japan has like 3 times RPU of US users, or 4 times. That's Japan.
Yeah, but like, why is it dying? Basically,
what?
That's the question.
Population-wise, or what do you mean?
No, like the active user population.
Good one.
If you ever noticed, this is still a gaming podcast talking about games, not population.
Because there's other big games on Australia. Like if I put in Monster Strike, which is a little bit, let's say, the other version of this from Mixi, which is a kind of same example of like one-hit wonder company, basically.
17 million a month?
What?
Oh no, that was Alta. No, thank God, that was
So
Alta.
these are after 8 billion already, and they launched after these guys.
Yeah, but
they're doing like 140, and again 98% Japan, even more.
8 billion?
Yeah.
Yes, these guys are doing like 1 billion like easy in Japan without even having like any global release anymore.
Show me Legendary as well, and show me Empires and Puzzles.
I mean, come on, like, why?
I just want to see it.
Do you want to make them cry?
Do you want to make the meme?
Just put, yeah. Yes, you have it there. It's like it's just a small blob. Legend.
It's even taken down now. Jesus.
Yeah, it's here. Give me a second. I need to sort it. So yeah, this there's our green blob, and then it's like,
I take back whatever I said. This genre is a genius.
Yeah,
that's the thing with these games. Like they just work in Japan. They amazing, but they just make money in Japan. Period. And even if your Empires and Puzzles, which is an amazing job in my opinion in streamlining the thing and making it work in the West, it's still
it's still nowhere near.
Nowhere near.
Nowhere near.
But it's nowhere near because they don't have the Japanese users that spend like crazy. That's the problem.
But like, why?
What do you mean? Why?
Too streamlined? Or they just don't care? They just don't care.
People in the West aren't that attracted to gachas. You walk a street in Tokyo, there's gachas everywhere.
That's
on
true.
Everything.
I just came back from Tokyo.
Gachas the way of life. Like I wouldn't be surprised if they would go like, you know, convenience store and you would like pay.
It's true. Jakub took me to a gacha store. It was great.
Yeah. See.
Yeah, I want to say I take back everything I said about Japan and Tokyo.
Because you finally went to Japan.
Yeah,
Great.
I know.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was fucking amazing.
Which brings me to our thing, which is the Puzzle and Dragons Zero, the one that I've been showing here.
It's actually zero. I mean, I didn't.
Museum piece, which zero means like zero revenue.
Zero everything.
Yeah, so it had some downloads, like, okay, whatever. The revenue is like, I don't know, like, and like keep in mind that this is just from those 2 purchases. There's nothing else to keep buying the game. Like just those 2 purchases I showed you, like Fast Pass and ad-free pass. That's it. Nothing else can be bought.
Still $500,000.
This is still 94% from Japan.
Oh, God. Like, why?
Yeah. US
I don't
is
get it.
like 6,000 downloads, which like 3 of them is me or whatever.
No, I think you just message all of your friends, just hey guys, like this is it, just download it. And that's
30. Yeah,
30.
I'm pretty close.
Yeah, that's you and me, and then like 20 other.
You guys are like 10% of the Slovakian user base.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Matej, me, and like my other 3 emulators.
Yeah,
Because I couldn't make this shit work on like all 4 emulators.
and and there is gonna be 0 in that revenue column forever in Slovakia because he's never gonna pay. And me neither, because I bailed on this.
Yeah.
Like 10, like no, hour
I
and a
guess
half.
I guess this is great. It's like,
It's
on the same
awesome.
level of like me replaying Dungeon Keeper during Christmas for like 5 hours because I like it, and that's it basically. I
Yeah,
guess.
But Dungeon Keeper, it's a legendary game that actually makes sense.
Man,
This doesn't
for
make any
these
sense.
guys, this is legendary for these guys. Keep that in mind. It was everywhere during that time.
I know. Okay.
So in their cultural kind of context is the the thing that we're talking about here. But this like, again, I was expecting more from this thing because the game, the original one. Let's get rid of this crap.
It's not crap. What are you talking about?
The original one still makes what, 13 million a month, which is like, imagine like how much of that is pretty much like pure profit. Like, I can't even imagine how many people are running this game now that it is like 3,000 monsters or whatever. Like, I don't know how many, and they're still doing like giant collaborations.
Oh,
Still,
they do. Okay.
yeah,
so it's
because
not
a
2
cash
people.
cow.
What's
no,
that
no.
active user base?
1 million something.
Active user base wasn't
Yeah,
that
it's a
bad.
million, right?
Yeah,
Okay, a million. Yeah.
It's a million.
like everyone's in Japan. But still, like, I think this is like the textbook example that still nobody will be able to kind of translate into the West, and the other way around, and like pretty much we're just looking at the revenue, and that's it. Goodbye. Can't really say that much
Now
about
to
it.
ads.
But
A day.
okay, amazing. Which brings the whole game revenue to something like
3K per day.
yeah, something like that, I guess. Yeah,
I don't know,
40K per day.
40K.
Which I
Oof.
guess will stay, but again, this is just from those 2 purchases. Like, I can imagine people buying anything else. Like, you can't even buy energy or whatever, something like
No.
no. And there's no new updates really, and no.
Do you think it's soft launch?
No, it's not soft launched.
It's live everywhere.
It's everywhere. Like, you see those downloads in Slovakia. I don't know. It's just that I guess it's more of a museum piece than like something like, for instance, Uma Musume will be doing, because we can check Uma Musume, by the way, as we'll be playing it anyway.
Obviously, some weird Japanese ads.
Oh yeah,
No,
man.
we'll get to the ads later.
You'll
just-
be surprised. You'll be shocked.
there are no ads. Monthly. Yeah, so these guys are pretty much pulling the same.
What is
setup
this
here.
like? What's happening?
Here with Uma Musume?
Yeah.
You see it going down, and then you look down at the revenue, it's 1.8 billion, and you're like, what's going on?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, still Japan. South Korea is pretty strong, 4%.
Yeah. Oof. Oof.
Let's go to UA. Let's just do UA.
So all in all, just let me finish that with saying that
Hello. Where did you go? Oh, hello.
yeah.
Hello.
So everybody who didn't play the game and
Do it. Don't do it.
who don't want to get into the original one and like harder one, just go play this watered down version, so you at least can check mark that yes, I played the first game that did $1 billion in revenue on mobile first. So you have the experience, because some of the gameplay systems are still very relevant, especially the elemental system, how these guys do it, and flesh out the collection. That's like super good. But it's just, we just have better stuff to do now.
I mean, shit your pants. 0 UA. No surprise. No surprise. Hello. There's
It's the
literally
quickest episode we've ever done.
absolutely nothing.
Are there UA in normal Puzzle and Dragons? They must have some UA, don't they?
I think so.
No. Yeah, they have UA. They have a lot of UA, man.
There is some.
They played.
I mean,
お前の下手さ加減には父ちゃん情けないったらあるしね。
じゃあ父ちゃんやってみてよ。
おうやってるよ。
The only Japanese ads because it's
Of
nowhere else. Doesn't make any sense to make it
yeah,
UA.
of course. I mean, what else would you expect?
I miss Japan so much.
Yeah. Me too. Yeah, there's some event with some new character, which is coffee themed, and it's coming somewhere in this month, I
Yeah,
guess.
right. Look. Anything? Oh, yeah. Okay. We saw
Same
this.
thing.
They say, I mean, yeah, lots of ads. Look, puzzle along. Like, why is it even
What? I guess that
English?
was some
English.
transformer.
Why is it even English?
I don't know.
Nobody cares
Let's look
about
at
this.
Japan.
I mean, it's gonna be the same thing because no, two
Pages.
2 pages before it was actually 50.
I think you're right about this being super profitable.
It's super profitable. Man. It's just like amazingly profitable.
Nice, this perfect. Actually, this quality almost looks
I can't hear myself think.
sound. You could hear it because I just turned off the
Yeah.
sound in my on my end. Sorry. Honestly, like this is pretty good quality of the ads.
Yeah, I guess it's some kind of a famous Japanese person.
No, it's almost like if they were running this on CTV, because this episode is also brought to you by Vibe.co, your CTV partner. Because if you ever thought about CTV ads and you think it's only for massive brands, not anymore. With Vibe.co, you can launch CTV ads on Hulu, Roku, Tubi, you name it, in minutes because it's that simple, totally self-serve. And yes, it actually drives real business results. So go to Vibe.co. It's Vibe.co. And just launch your CTV campaign in a minute because it's easy. So I think for this game,
We're done.
pretty much done because there's nothing else. It's literally nothing else. I was looking here.
But that tells you how much profitable it is, basically.
Yeah, that tells you like it could run some ads, but there's like a few videos here and there. I tried to filter by date edit.
I mean,
and
like
it's
new
just,
shorts of this game?
yeah, like few shorts here. It's like 400 views. I mean, seriously, 1.7. It's almost like our shorts. Like we have 1,700 views, and like this is like the biggest game ever. Okay,
Yeah,
right?
But these guys monetize so much better,
Yeah, that's true.
Ah,
That's
but-
true.
That again, Japan.
Yeah. But DC champions, whatever. Okay. I think really interesting. I was trying to find some actual videos.
Of the game itself? Oh, you have it there.
I mean, yeah, but
All the
no
Japanese
views, 4,000 views. I was expecting like 10,000, 10 million. Well, not 10,000, 10 million views.
Only like hardcore people play this now. But the salaryman in Japan.
How to get balled out of the block.
Anyway, yeah. It's still nice piece of mobile gaming history.
Nice
play
piece
it.
of what?
Yeah, nice piece of something else.
Something else, maybe. Yeah, anyway, okay. So I think that's it pretty much because I don't think we need to talk about anything else here. Thank you very much,
so
guys.
this is basically a giant trailer for us playing Uma Musume Pretty Derby later, which we'll definitely do and do some proper justice to these games.
Yeah, I'm not that sure, but I say it's fine. I mean, it goes live on 26, which is fine. So we will record I guess in July. So we have some numbers.
In July.
Okay. Thank you very much for listening. And I mean, really, thank you very much for listening.
Yeah, thank
If you got to this
Yeah,
point,
dude.
you're
Yeah,
either
if you got to
anime
this
freak
point, like you're
or
a pretty
you're
hardcore.
really hardcore RPG fan as me.
No,
so
a pretty
thank
hardcore
you.
fan of the podcast because I wouldn't go until this point. So thank
Yeah,
you
see
very
you
much.
in our Slack.
See you in our Slack show. Please comment under the episode if you like it or you didn't. And see you next time. Thank you very much.
So
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.